Have you ever waited for the perfect moment to begin, hoping that someday everything would finally fall into place? What if I told you that day will never come? Because success doesn't wait for perfection. It's built by those who act despite the odds. Most people spend their lives waiting for the right timing, the right partner, or the right burst of motivation. But here's the truth. Success doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It creates them. When I say do it alone, I'm not telling you to cut yourself off from the world. I mean that your success is ultimately your own responsibility. No one else can do it for you. You must be willing to stand firm, even when everyone else walks away. Think about every great inventor, every bold entrepreneur, every dreamer who changed history. They all had moments when they stood alone. Thomas Edison didn't have a crowd cheering for him after 1,000 failures. He was broke, exhausted, and still working alone in his workshop. But did he quit? Absolutely not. Now let's talk about being broke. Being broke isn't the end. It's a beginning, a powerful place to start if you use it right. When you're broke, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. That hunger can push you to become more creative, more resourceful, and more determined than ever before. You can't buy your way out. You must think your way out. That struggle forces you to grow, to innovate, and to become valuable. And tired? Oh, tired is real. Tired is when you've worked all day, cared for your family, and then stayed up till 2 a.m. chasing your dream. Tired is when you wake up before dawn to give your goals one more shot. But here's the beauty. That exhaustion means you're moving forward. It means you're alive, fighting for something that matters. Being tired isn't a weakness. It's proof that you're putting in the work. It means you're not just dreaming, you're doing. And in the game of success, the doers always outlast the dreamers. You might say, but Jim, it's too hard. I can't do it alone. I'm broke. I'm exhausted. And my answer is simple. So what? So what if it's hard? So what if you're alone, broke, and tired? The real question isn't whether you can do it under perfect conditions, but whether you will do it despite them. Success isn't about waiting for the ideal moment. It's about what you make of the moment you have. It's about your mindset, your determination, and your refusal to give up no matter how rough the road gets. Here's the truth. Every successful person you admire has walked through loneliness, faced financial struggle, and fought fatigue. But they all share one powerful trait. They never gave up. Being alone taught them self-reliance. Being broke pushed them to create value and become indispensable. Being tired reminded them that effort is the price of a dream, and they wore that exhaustion like a badge of honor. No, it's not going to be easy. In fact, I can promise it will be hard. There will be days when you want to quit, when everything in you says stop. But those are the very days that define your future. There will be nights when you stare at your empty bank account and wonder if it's all worth it. Nights when exhaustion makes it nearly impossible to keep your eyes open, let alone chase your goals. But those moments, the lonely, broken, and tired ones, are where champions are forged. That's where you separate yourself from the crowd and prove what you're truly made of. Anyone can thrive when conditions are perfect, when they have a full bank account, endless energy, and a team of supporters cheering them on. But it takes a rare kind of person to keep pushing forward when they're alone, broke, and exhausted. And that person is you. How do I know? Because you're here, listening, learning, refusing to quit even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Let's break it down. Doing it alone doesn't mean you're without support. It means you're not waiting for it to begin. It's about taking the first step even when no one believes in you yet. It means becoming your own motivator, your own source of encouragement. It's getting up after every fall, brushing off the dust, and stepping back into the fight. Here's the truth. Once you start moving, once you take action, you'll realize you're not alone for long. Success has a way of drawing people toward you. When others see your determination and resilience, they'll want to be part of it. Before you know it, you'll attract those who share your drive and respect your grit. But even then, remember this. No matter how much support surrounds you, your success remains your responsibility. Now, let's talk about being broke. Being broke isn't a flaw. It's a temporary state, a chapter, not the whole story. Being broke is not a failure. It's a teacher. It's a financial state that can reveal some of life's most valuable lessons if you're willing to learn. When you're broke, you understand the real worth of money. You start to appreciate every dollar, every dime. You learn to prioritize what truly matters, to tell the difference between what you want and what you need. And those lessons will stay with you long after your bank account grows. Being broke forces creativity. When you can't throw money at a problem, you're forced to think, to innovate, to find solutions others overlook. And through that process, you develop skills far more valuable than money itself. Think about the world's most successful companies. Many began in garages, dorm rooms, or tiny apartments. They didn't have millions in funding. They had ideas, determination, and the drive to make things work with whatever resources they had. That's the power of being broke. It strips away the unnecessary and sharpens your focus on what truly matters. It makes you hungry, and hunger is one of the strongest motivators there is. But remember, being broke is not permanent unless you choose to let it be. It's a challenge, a hurdle meant to be overcome. And each hurdle makes you stronger, smarter, and better prepared for the next one. So if you're broke right now, don't despair. See it as an opportunity, a time to grow, to build resilience, to develop skills that will serve you for life. Use your current situation as fuel for your ambition. Let it push you to work harder, think sharper, and become more valuable. Now let's talk about being tired. Tiredness is the price you pay for success. If you're never tired, you're not working hard enough. True exhaustion is the proof that you're stretching beyond comfort, chasing something that matters. But remember, it's not about how tired you feel. It's about what you do despite feeling that way. Anyone can work when they're full of energy. The real test comes when you keep going even when you're completely drained. When every muscle in your body screams for rest. That's when you must dig deep and remember why you began this journey. That's when you push through the exhaustion and keep moving forward. Tiredness is temporary, but the satisfaction of achieving your dreams lasts forever. There's no fatigue like the kind that comes after accomplishing what once felt impossible. So embrace it. Wear your tiredness like a badge of honor, proof that you've put in the work and paid the price for success. One day, you'll look back on these long nights and weary mornings and smile, knowing it was all worth it. We've talked about doing it alone, about being broke, and about being tired. But the most important lesson of all is this: never give up. Not giving up doesn't mean you'll never doubt yourself or have days when you want to quit. It means that despite those moments, you keep going. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a part of it. Every setback, every obstacle, every failed attempt teaches you something that brings you closer to your goal. Thomas Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of someone who never gives up. It means being willing to adapt, to change your approach, to stay persistent without being stubborn. The road to success is never straight. It's full of turns, challenges, and unexpected detours. But as long as you keep moving forward, as long as you never give up, you will eventually reach your destination. And when you do, you'll understand why the struggle was worth every step. The powerful thing about never giving up is that it's a choice, a decision you make every single day. It's not something you do once and then forget. It's a constant commitment to your dreams, your goals, and the person you want to become. So when you're alone, when you're broke, when you're tired, that's when you must make that choice again. That's when you decide that no matter what happens, you won't give up. Because in those hard, uncertain moments, you discover what you're truly made of. Now, take a moment to imagine yourself 5 years from now. Picture your goals achieved, your dreams turned into reality. How does it feel? Incredible, right? Now look back from that future moment to where you are today. The times when you were broke, tired, and standing alone. How do you see those moments now? You'll feel grateful for them because those struggles shaped you. They made you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. That's the real power of never giving up. It's not only about reaching your goals, it's about who you become along the way. It's about the strength you build, the lessons you learn, and the character you develop. That inner strength, that resilience, is worth more than any material success. Because once you've proven that you can rise alone, that you can endure being broke and tired, yet still push forward, there's nothing in this world that can stop you. So make the choice today, the choice to never give up. Right here, right now, make a commitment to yourself, to your dreams, and to never, ever give up. Promise yourself that no matter how alone you feel, how broke you are, or how tired you become, you will keep moving forward. You will push through, strive for your goals, and stay in the fight. Because here's the truth, the only true failure in life is giving up. As long as you keep trying, you haven't failed. You're still in the game, and as long as you're in the game, you have a chance to win. Some of you might be thinking, but Jim, you don't understand my situation. You don't know how hard it is for me. You're right, I don't know your exact struggles. But I do know this. Whatever obstacles you face, they are not stronger than your dreams, not greater than your determination, and not more powerful than your will to succeed. Success isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about overcoming them. It's not about walking an easy path, it's about finding the strength to walk a hard one. And that strength? It comes from within, from your refusal to give up, no matter what. When you're alone, use that time to refocus and plan. When you're broke, let that pressure spark your creativity and drive. When you're tired, let it remind you of your effort and commitment to your dreams. And through it all, never lose sight of why you started. Because the moment you stop forgetting your why, nothing can stop your how. Never lose sight of your goals. Never let go of your dreams, because they're worth fighting for, worth struggling for, and worth every moment of being alone, broke, or tired. Success isn't a destination, it's a journey. Along that path, you'll face challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But it's how you respond to them that shapes your success. So embrace the struggle, embrace the hard times, because those moments reveal who you truly are. Anyone can thrive when life is easy. Anyone can succeed when conditions are perfect. But it takes a special kind of person to push forward when they're alone, broke, and tired. And that person is you. How do I know? Because you're still here, still listening, still willing to do what it takes. Even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. I want you to leave today with a new mindset, ready to face the world no matter your circumstances. Walk away knowing this. As long as you never give up, success isn't a matter of if, but when. Because success isn't about having it all figured out or having every resource at your disposal. It's about having the heart to keep going, no matter how uncertain the road ahead may seem. Success isn't about waking up energized and motivated every single day. It's about taking action even when you don't have all the answers, using the resources you already have, and pushing forward when you're exhausted or unmotivated. From this day on, wear your struggles like a badge of honor. See your challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. When you're alone, remember that you're in good company. Every great achiever in history has faced moments of solitude, moments where they had to rely solely on themselves. Use that time to build your skills, to plan, and to prepare your next move. When you're broke, remind yourself that financial wealth isn't a requirement for success. It's the result of it. Let your current situation fuel your creativity, drive your ambition, and push you to create value that makes you indispensable. And when you're tired, remind yourself that fatigue is temporary, but achievement lasts forever. Let your exhaustion remind you how hard you're working, how deeply you're committed to your goals. Most importantly, promise yourself to never give up, no matter what challenges stand in your way. Giving up is easy, anyone can do that. But pushing forward when everything seems against you, that takes real strength and character. That's what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. So make that promise to yourself today. No matter what happens, no matter how tough it gets, never give up on your dreams. Keep pushing, keep striving, keep moving forward, even when it feels impossible. Wishing you good health, happiness, and remember to subscribe to my channel, Mindset Daily.